the fact that the king is waving to people still when he goes to church on Sunday with a big smile on his face, and the way that she is absolutely just, well, one of the engagements at Cambridge was a job they were jointly supposed to do, the king and the queen, and of course because of the king's illness, she brought the engagement forward and carried it out on her own. That's the way she's taken on a lot more of the load, but absolutely smiling, sparkling, and as usual, doing a brilliant job every day. And I suspect because of that, I feel the king is going to make a full recovery. Mm. I really do. And you know, it's tough times for the royal family at the moment. You know, Catherine's not coming back till after Easter, and the king, we don't know when he'll be back at work, and or when back facing the public. And the reason he doesn't do that is because he can't afford to catch colds or illnesses or flu, which would hamper his treatment. So the reason he's keeping away from the public eye is because of that. It's not because he doesn't want to. It's because that's what the doctors have ordered him not to.
I suppose with Camilla, what you were saying there is that one of the good things is that Camilla doesn't cause him any grief, whereas other members of the family cause him stress or grief or problems. Camilla is this reliable queen now. We once Princess Consort, now Queen Consort. Yeah. Now she's the reliable queen that he needs when he's in a position of strife, when he's off, isn't it?
Yeah, and he needs, and you know, she is, you know, I would say that the king is carrying the heavy load, but Camilla's supporting him with it. You know, she's helping him. And, you know, I totally think that's true. Like I saw the years with Diana, 17 years working with Diana. And, you know, she was the superstar. You know, she was the absolute star of the family. She was the Kate of her time. And, you know, Charles, I remember in news in Australia once, he said, I think I should be 2 wives. He said, because one walking either side of the street, because no one wants to talk to me. They kept calling for Diana. So, you know, but Camilla's complete opposite. She's there to support him. I remember once in Delhi, opening the Commonwealth Games, and they wanted Camilla to sit somewhere else. And she said, no, I'm sitting next to my husband. And that was it. And she did. And she just got up and sat next to her husband. And whoever's supposed to sit next to Charles was moved. You know, she's determined and she's to support him. But they laugh a lot. But, I mean, you know, she's no doormat. I mean, she stands up to him. She won't, you know, she won't be bullied. And but I think, you know, this relationship's been a long while now, and they're incredibly happy together. And you know, and she will be there, whatever happens, supporting him to the very end. And you know, she will never say a bad word about Harry. She will never say a bad word about anybody, because that's not her way. She's a kind, lovely, positive about life, and always been all the way through. I mean, I've known Camilla since the 70s, when she used to compete in the same cross-country team as Prince Charles, and she was always fun there when we used to hunt with him. I mean, you know, she's just a fantastic person and great support to him, and we're so lucky that she's now our queen, because she's done and doing a brilliant job.
So Camilla, the queen, in the King's absence, she led the royal family at the Thanksgiving service at St George's Chapel. Yeah. It was for King Constantine II, ousted, the last ever King of Greece. It was great to see her there, leading the royal family, but Prince William wasn't there. Yeah. And currently, Kensington Palace have not told us why. They said it was a personal matter, not to panic. We'll see him at engagements in the future. Do you think that the palace, they've been open about the king, we know about the prostate, we know about the cancer. They haven't been very open for the Princess of Wales and William pulling out of this service. Why do you think is that? And do you think that is a problem?
Well, I don't think actually it is a problem. I think it's the way it always was with the royal family. It's only recently where the king has talked about his prostate problems, although we don't know where the cancer is, because that's kept secret, and we don't know what operation Catherine had. That's been kept secret. So you know, it's not like it's new. It's the way it always has been. I mean, we didn't know what the king, what Prince Philip died of, or what the Queen died of. We still don't know what was. We don't know what they were in hospital for. We can guess, and we can guess about Catherine, and we can guess about William, but we don't know. And you know, personally, it doesn't bother me. I think those things sometimes you know, if you've got a problem and you don't want to share it with everybody, and it may be one of the children fell over and hurt themselves, or maybe he had an abscess on his tooth, who knows? Maybe it's just a small thing, but he felt at the time it was more important than going to a church service.
Well, the internet is awash with conspiracy theories.
Well, of course.
You know, I mean, that's the problem. And then there's an information gap. We're trying to find out, you know, why, etc. Do we have a right to know about the private lives and the health of our king and heir to the throne?
Well, I don't think you do need to know everybody. You know, I mean, they put a lot of service in publicly. I mean, I can say in the early days when I was photographing Prince Charles, he used to say, "I don't mind what I do when we're working, Arthur, but I don't want to do it all the time." You know, he doesn't want to, on his private life, he wants it private. And I think in many ways, you know, they're entitled to that. But you know, King talking about his prostate problems encouraged thousands and thousands of people to go and get tested for prostate problems. And, you know, that's a good thing. But look, it doesn't seem to, personally, doesn't bother me. You know, I think all I really want is for the King to get better, Catherine to get better, and William to get back to work, you know, and I think that's going to happen.
Would you, them getting better means that we get to see them? We've not seen the Princess of Wales since December the 25th. Do you miss her? Do you like taking pictures of her? What's she like down the lens?
Yeah. Well, she's a fantastic, I mean, she's a fabulous worker, I mean, for the royal family. I mean, she got so much enthusiasm and everything. I remember we went to Ireland and went to the Gaelic Games, and she played hurling and she played Irish Gaelic football, and she was enthusiastic. And when she went to a rugby club recently, she played rugby and plays cricket. I mean, she's an amazing woman and really gets involved in everything. And she's brilliant with children, and you know, her patronage is fantastic, what she does for people. And you know, so she's been a massive asset. And of course, you know, she and William are the future. You know, it's the future of the monarchy. And you know, and of course we've got George, who's I think been going to a school, probably a boarding school somewhere. So, you know, we've got the royal family's in pretty good shape, but it's just there needs a few more working for them. And unfortunately, it's pretty scarce at the moment. But I mean, you know, the royal diary, which used to be extremely busy, is very sparse now.
Yeah. Do you miss Princess of Wales?
Yeah, I miss the King most.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I do. The King, you know, I'm a huge fan of the King. I miss him. Yeah, if I had a choice between doing a job with the King or Catherine, I'd pick the King because, you know, I think he's just an amazing man. And when I've seen him, I mean, I've watched him since he came out, and I've been photographing since he came out of the Navy, and I've seen what he's achieved, you know, and I was a huge fan. I wasn't at the beginning. I was very aggressive, but slowly I listened to what he says and what he does. And now he speaks, you know, sort of so without any fear of what he believes in, poor architecture, you know, complementary medicine, which he agrees with, and you know, organic food. You know, the man I just think is an amazing man and a visionary in many ways. And I really enjoy it. And, you know, I know he's not as maybe popular with the media or what, but for me, he's the main man. And you know, I like Catherine. I like William as well. William's special.